Hello. Today I am going to I'm going to unbox a century. This is my grandmother's scrapbooks. My father wrapped these up in plastic, in a big plastic bag, and taped it up. And he wrote a little message. It's on the front there. You probably can't read it, but it says, Mother's Childhood Scrapbooks, 1905 to 1910. Ladies' fashions, some scraps of poetry, newspaper or magazine advertisements, photos, some of her cartoon or portrait drawings, written on old store ledgers showing prices and labor rates. Well, they're wrapped up. I haven't seen what's inside here. We're going to find out together. I can feel that there are two scrapbooks in this collection, and I just cannot wait to see what they have. I've been going through a box of my grandmother's things, and this is one of the more interesting objects. I've been taking photographs like this one, posting them on my G+ page, where there are quite a few there. So, I want to open this package and show you what's inside. Now we're going to try to open this quite carefully. I guess you can't see what I'm doing, it's out of frame, but I'm gently cutting open the tape. And we'll see if we can't open up these books. So, I have opened the side of the package, and I'm pulling the thing apart. And here are the objects. It looks like this. I thought there were two. I think there's about, I guess there's three of them here. They're quite damaged on there. There's three. There's three. They're quite damaged from age and possibly a little bit of insect damage, which is not uncommon on something like this. But what have we here? The first one, falling apart. You can see it was a ledger. Then there are two more, a smaller one with the combed paper effect on it. So taking the smallest one first. I'm just not sure how to do this where you can see it and I can also see it. This is going to be hard. Can you see it at all? There are some things cut out of newspapers and magazines. Wow, this is really tough because I can't tell whether you can see what I'm looking at or not. You may have to do this. So I've had some time to look at these scrapbooks, and I'm pretty amazed at the stuff I find in there. There are lots of illustrations that are cut out of magazines. Just covering the page with these things. Like this. Something she cut out of a magazine. It's kind of nice paper. On the back, we have Miss Gunton of Poughkeepsie by Henry James, serialized. That tells you that this is cut out of a magazine published about 1900. My grandmother may have cut it from the magazine a few years later. There are a few loose. I was just picking up loose ones. Most of them are pasted into the pages. The loose ones, I guess she had never gotten around to pasting. And they're a little easier to scan, so I'll be posting those to my G Plus first. I've already posted a picture of a baseball team that I took out of one of these. The pages themselves are going to be harder to scan. They're interesting, but there's a lot going on there, and the books are so fragile it's going to be hard to put them on a scanner, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Could photograph the pages with the camera, and that might be a better way to go than scanning it, but you won't get the detail, and I won't hold the camera as steady, so you don't get as good an image. I'm not too sure what to do with these. They're amazing. They're an archaeological artifact. There are levels of archaeology going on here, because there is the personal connection to my grandmother, and you understand that. There is the cultural picture of the early years of the 1900s, the 1905 and 7 and 9. But these were pasted into discarded ledger books. So underneath that, there is this layer of information about businesses and prices and commerce. In 1904, this ledger book is from 1904. I think the other one is too. And so there's quite a bit going on there. And those are interesting, just what sort of things people were purchasing. And they were the stock items that you need to run a kitchen, to run a house. So there are flour and molasses and crackers and whiskey and cigars, and, the essentials, right? So my grandmother is collecting images, putting them together, pasting them into her scrapbook in this big jumble of images that she likes. You might want to know a little history about her. Her mother died in 1900, and she's roughly 7 years old. Her father wasn't able to take care of her by himself, so she went to live with aunts. She went to live with aunts in Natchez, Mississippi, on the Mississippi River, where she had lots of kin, both in Natchez and in the Louisiana side of the river. She doesn't have a lot of money, and so she's cutting and collecting scraps of paper that have pictures she likes and pasting them into discarded ledger books. And that's how these scrapbooks were created. Sometimes she writes or draws to fill in blank spaces that are not used by the ledger book, by the person who was keeping the ledger, and places where she didn't paste a picture. But it's not the most amazing of these scrapbooks, because I have another one. This one and I'm sure my grandmother kept it because she lost her mother when she was a little girl. But this scrapbook belonged to her mother. This is my great-grandmother's scrapbook from 1882. And it has posts of all sorts. Lots, I can't show this to you. lots of stickers, calling cards that people would leave when they came to visit, and lots of inscriptions from her friends. People were very sentimental in the 19th century and expressed their love for one another quite openly and generously. Now this is falling apart, so I will have to deal with this one later. But this is my great-grandmother's scrapbook. One of the calling cards in it is from her mother, my great-great-grandmother, with a little note to her daughter. That's the woman in the portrait in my YouTube video about the bed, in bed with Bart. The one that YouTube thought was too adult. But yeah, there's a picture of my great-great-grandmother in there, and in here I have something that she wrote in her hand. It's going to take a while to digest these, to look through them, to see what they are, and it'll take a while to scan the interesting parts, but I'll post them as I do. And that's all for today.